Somebody tell me it's Friday without telling me it is indeed Friday.
CCFM presents The Fast Lane, with Zanele, Jason, and Inga.
CCFM, in partnership with Stir Kiniko and Gravel Road Distribution Group, presents the pre-screening of the Thorn, a not-to-be-missed event. Get the chance to witness the portrayal before anyone else on Thursday, 26th of April at 7:30, live from Stir Kiniko, Blue Route Mall. For more than 25 years, in front of more than 1 million people, the Thorn has shared history's most epic story in a spectacular way. The Fast Lane has an exclusive interview with executive producer of The Thorn, John Bolin, today. John, welcome to The Fast Lane. How are you doing?
I am good. It's good to be with you today, all the way here from Colorado.
Beautiful Colorado. What's the time like now?
It's 7:50 in the morning. I've got my coffee in hand.
Woo!
I'm beginning my day and you're ending your day.
And then Diane, how's it doing on your side?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's a great day here. It's an awesome day. I think you're ahead of me. So if your day went great, my day is going to go great too.
I tell you, it's going to be one epic weekend.
That's right. Exactly.
So just at the gate, what is the story of the Thorn all about?
The Thorn is the story of the Passion of Jesus. It's told from the beginning of time through the book of Acts. Primarily, it deals with the life, the death, and the resurrection of Jesus. And it's told in a way that's totally unique, out of the box, immersive. We've been doing it live on stage for 25 years. We filmed the production last year. We added about 20 minutes of cinema content to that, and excited to have it releasing in South Africa next week. It was released in the US a few weeks ago, and really thrilled about where this story is going and the reaction of the audience, and excited to share it with you.
And what sets the retelling of this particular story apart from all the rest?
Well, the way this is told, the way that we use performing arts to tell the story is a unique approach to the Passion of Jesus. So it's been described as like Cirque du Soleil meets the Passion of the Christ, if you can imagine that. So the live production features dance and martial arts and aerial acrobatics and guys doing flips and spins and flaming swords and angels and demons battling it out in the Garden of Gethsemane. But it also features, of course, the narrative of Jesus and what happened in the garden, at the whipping post, on the road to Calvary, and then the sacrifice that he paid and the resurrection. And so it puts that together in a way that I think is pretty unique. It was designed 25 years ago when I was a youth pastor as a way to grab the attention of high school and college students. And I think it still translates today in a way that is totally unique. So when you see this, it'll be the Passion of Jesus like you've never seen it before.
Beautiful. And then on that, what's your involvement on this project and how has it shaped you? I know you've alluded to that just before this.
Well, it's definitely changed my whole life, for sure. I was working as a youth pastor 25 years ago, and I remember at a youth meeting sitting on the edge of the stage, and I had a 16-year-old girl come sit next to me, and she began to weep. And as tears rolled down her face, she showed me her arms, and I could see where she'd been cutting herself on her arms. I looked at her and I said, "You don't have to do that because I believe Jesus did that for you 2,000 years ago." And so I thought next Wednesday night, we're going to do, back then I called it an illustrated sermon, a drama to show you the price that Jesus paid. And I also wanted to show what I considered to be the supernatural battle for the identity, the calling, and the destiny of a generation. And so the first Thorn performance was 25 years ago. And that was a performance that I created. And we didn't expect it to be more than one Wednesday night. And it took hold. And now we've had 1 million people that have seen the Thorn live. It's come back year after year after year. And now we travel with about 40 world-class professional performers. And then in 2020, when COVID hit, the live production was shut down. And then we got the idea to film this. We'd seen what Dallas Jenkins had done with The Chosen movie.
Yes.
And so we thought, I wonder if we could do the same thing. And so we filmed it, and that's what we have now.
Beautiful. For that, I'm going to give you a round of applause.
I love it.
Oh man, on the fast lane, we bring the dramatic effect. And then from a cinematic point of view, how difficult was it to shoot this theatrical production and bring it to the big screen?
Well, it's hard to do, as you know, capturing any live production and translating that to the big screen is a big chore. It's a task. And so what
Yeah.
we did, and the show is epic. I mean, it's a massive show with aerial acrobats and all kinds of special effects. And so what we did was we filmed it for 1 week, 3 days without an audience. We had 5 cinema cameras, jibs and steady cams and hand cams and all those things. And we filmed it for 3 days without an audience to capture the scenes you could never grab with an audience there. And then we filmed it for 2 more days with a live audience. And then we shot an additional week or so in Los Angeles to capture some cinematic dialogue driven, more typical movie type scenes. And then we put all that hundreds of hours of footage together. So that was a huge task, monumental, to capture the immersiveness and the, how impacting the live show is, and try to translate to the film. But I think we did it in a way that's unique and different. So the film is different than the live show, and the live show is unique to what the film is as well.
Talking about your audience, is this movie appropriate for children?
Well, I can tell you it wasn't designed that way. It was made for high school and college students, and
Okay.
so it's pretty brutal. The act two. Now, I would say the first act, the first
Yeah.
hour or so of the movie, totally appropriate. Everyone's going to love it. Children will love it. Parents will love it. Young and old. The act two is much more intense, and so you can imagine Passion of the Christ. It's not quite that long of the whipping and Road to Calvary and crucifixion sequence, but it's definitely there. And so that's a moment that I would say 12 and over for sure, it's appropriate. Under 12, parents just need to use discretion. I can say that with what our kids are exposed to in culture these days, it probably isn't much more than they would get at home or on a video game or whatever. But that second half can be intense. There's a scene of the temptation of Judas that's pretty hard to watch, and then of course the whipping and the Road to Calvary and crucifixion are difficult sometimes to watch, but the resurrection is the huge payoff for the whole thing.
Talking about runtime, what can our viewers expect?
We've edited the film to about an hour and 40 minutes. So hour and 40 minutes is runtime for the film. So it's not too long, but it still captures the essence of the live show.
Beautiful, beautiful. And then just overall, what has been the reception been for those who've had the opportunity to see the pre-screening?
The reaction, let me go back really quick on the question about age. I'm just getting a note here. The age restriction in South Africa is PG-13, just so
Okay.
the audience, so parents know that. The reaction in the States to the pre-screening and the release here has been tremendous. People have walked out saying, I didn't expect to see that.
Wow.
We had movie theaters with people just standing ovations, or a spontaneous prayer meeting or worship meeting at the end of the screening, which is incredible. And so, but the reaction has been phenomenal, especially if you love Jesus and the Passion, if you love the performing arts. To see this come together in a way that is totally unique, I think has made this very special. So the reaction in the States has been off the charts, and we're excited to see what happens in South Africa. And I was born in Cape Town, so
Wow.
yeah, I've got.
Which part?
So I mean, I don't know exactly which part. I haven't been there in 20 years.
Beautiful part.
The beautiful part, which is all of Cape Town.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
And my father was studying religion and philosophy at the University of Cape Town in the mid 60s. And myself and my siblings were all born in Cape Town. And so I have South Africa in my blood. So I'm so excited
Heritage,
to have the Thorn there. Yeah.
I can imagine. And then lastly, CCFM will be having an exclusive pre-screening this coming Thursday, the 6th of April at 7:30. Why would you encourage listeners to come to the Blue Route Mall, Ster-Kinekor, and watch the movie The Thorn?
I tell you, in this season of celebrating Easter, it is one of the greatest ways to remember why we have chosen to follow Jesus. Or if you're curious about the story, maybe you would say, I'm not even a person of faith, but I'm interested in the Jesus story. This is a great way to hear and understand what the gospel is all about, and to see that in a way that is unique and different. Again, for young and old, for religious and non-religious, it's a great way to celebrate the Easter season. and to experience the passion of Jesus in a way that I promise you've never seen on film before.
John Bolland, thank you so much for joining us on The Fast Lane. We are excited. We will be inviting all of our listeners to come and check it out, and we'll definitely provide the necessary feedback. You'll hear from us, most definitely. But thank you so much for putting this together. Thanks for allowing God to lay this on your heart and for bringing it to the big screens for us here in South Africa, Cape Town.
Thank you so much. I know that God is doing something across the world, and that's what's most important to me. We see this happening with The Chosen, with Jesus Revolution, with the revivals in America, which I know are spreading around the world. I'm just so thrilled and honored that the Thorn story could be told in theaters across South Africa, and just really hope and pray that God would bring hope and reveal himself and his love to so many that are desperate and desperately looking for hope right now in this season. So God bless you and your listening audience. So excited to be with you today, and hope to see you at the theaters this week.
Thank you. And thanks for getting up early enough to chat to us. Have a beautiful weekend further.
Okay, likewise. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
News on CCFM 107.5.
Central Energy Fund